artificial intelligence effect on society?
Shockingly, 77% of devices we use feature one form of AI or another. Copeland, a professor of philosophy and a director at the University of Canterbury, states that AI or artificial intelligence is the ability of a digital computer or digital device controlled robot that commonly completes tasks associated with humans. Artists, graphic artists, inventors, and producers use new technologies throughout history. From the time of stone carving to the more recent contribution of digital illustration and 3D printing, these new technologies is a tool which has made artists' lives easier and has allowed for new forms of expression. It has also broadened the way they operate. For instance, in an article from ArtSign, it states they surveyed over 75 people in creative roles. They were unconcerned with AI taking their jobs. Rather, they expressed an interest in the possibility of it removing grudge work and letting them focus more on the creative aspects. The survey from ArtSign shows that in the personal opinion of artists, they saw AI as a pro as opposed to a negative. They saw it as a way to remove grudge work, and instead of removing opportunities, they saw it as a way to help create more. New technology has not only affected art, but it has also greatly impacted the entertainment industry. This has become a center of interaction for both producers of art and entertainment and the consumers of the content. In an article from Forbes, it states the television came on the scene for most U.S. households in the 1950s, and it greatly impacted the entertainment industry. Big boxes with small screens brought family entertainment to new levels. Kids could watch movies, Mickey Mouse Club, and adults could watch soap operas and the nightly news. This allowed for people to stay in the comfort of their own homes and be entertained. All they had to do was click a button or slip in the tape.
Although those were a lot of positives, artificial intelligence also has a lot of negatives. Artificial intelligence is in everything we use. It is especially in schools, adolescents use it, and parents. In schools, adolescents are using artificial intelligence to guide and control their education, from tablets, computers. A quote from the Journal of Education states, results showed that students preferred the teacher-directed technique followed by knowledge construction. So although artificial intelligence can help support education, it also lowers kids' ability to talk to others. Their social skills and their ability to have conversations goes down because they're dedicated to artificial intelligence and they use it for everything they do. Parents also use artificial intelligence to help raise their kids. Their whole job is to make sure their kids grow up safe and understand everything they're doing. But parents are depending on artificial intelligence too much. As you can see on the graph from Statista, it shows that most kids use screen-based play in their free time. So as parents, when they're stressed or they're making food, especially in car rides, instead of wanting to talk to their kids, they hand them a tablet. So, a quote from observers have also noted that computer technology in cars creates new vulnerabilities. So, not just raising their kids comes from TV screens, also comes from cars. So, as adolescents grow up, they learn to drive, as an example. So learning to drive, you have to learn to back up safe. You have to learn how to turn. But with artificial intelligence, especially including navigational systems and backup cameras, kids are becoming more dependent on artificial intelligence. If their backup cameras or their navigational systems fail, they don't know what to do, which can hurt and cause harm to others.
Artistic and social solutions. One of our solutions is educational classes to teach those who need help or want to know how to use artificial intelligence. A limitation to the solution, however, is people have to want to take the class and be able to pay for the class to keep it running.
Some things that could be taught in this new class is some of the AI we use every day, like our phones and the new virtual personal assistants like Alexa and Google Home. Although the Google Home and Alexa are doing well economically, reaching $15 million, increasing over the years, technology companies like Samsung are losing a lot of money. According to Samsung's reports, they lost over 60% of the revenue from the past quarter. And it's not just Samsung. The cost to develop the AI that they use is a lot of money. In 2010, Apple paid $20 million just for Siri, which is only a small percent of the phone. And it's not just Siri that's a lot. According to statistics, it takes $6,000 to $300,000 just to develop one set of AI technology. But it's not just technology companies are losing revenue. It can also cause job loss. According to American Baker, 20 million jobs will be lost by 2030 to robots. And as you can see by my chart, the biggest amount of people that will be hit are people in the bacon and linen industry, and mainly bake tellers. Because nowadays, people don't want the long lines or the talking to a teller and waiting long for the money. They want the newest and quickest thing. They don't want to wait. They want to be more innovative. They want the newest, best thing.
As Macy brings up the topic of jobs, the advancements of artificial intelligence are a major downfall. Based on the two pictures up here, you can clearly see on the right that there are less people needed in the workspace based on this picture from the Industrial Revolution. As Jonathan Simcox from Business Cloud stated, there will be 1.7 million new robots which will transform the world's factories as soon as 2020 according to forecasts. If someone were to walk into a car manufacturing company, they would see heavy machines doing work. So where do the people who don't have jobs anymore go? Based on scientific advancements on artificial intelligence, the supply of jobs is becoming less abundant yearly. And for the people who do still work at the factories with machineries, they can be at major risks. The machinery is programmed to work a certain amount of hours on certain days, not to stop when somebody comes around it. NBC Los Angeles did a report on a man who tragically passed away due to getting trapped inside of machinery at Gardena, a local auto parts store. As it states in the article, an employee at a metal supply company has died after being caught in machinery at a suburban Chicago plant. A machine can malfunction around someone which can cause harm to anyone around. Clearly, due to scientific advancements, artificial intelligence will advance as well, causing things like economic, social, and even artistic to go down for the worse. But things don't have to be for the worse. If people would realize how reliant they are on artificial intelligence, although we can't make workplaces less reliant on artificial intelligence, we can create a new job for people who've lost jobs to artificial intelligence, and in doing so, add more to the economy. So people will no longer be out of jobs and be struggling economically. There's less risk available, and people are getting their jobs back. The problem is, most companies cannot supply that much money to be able to afford it, and people rely too much on technology and put too much trust into it to think that they need that much help.
In conclusion, today and in the future, AI will continue to grow and develop, greatly impacting the world we live in. Before you know it, our entire lives will be AI. The question is, are you ready? Is everyone excited?
Okay, Macy, first question is for you. Describe how the content of the team presentation was changed as a result of group discussion.
At first, we all were kind of not together, but once we started talking, we realized how we can connect each other, like how Margie and Ella both talk about how parents affect AI, and also me and Rachel both found out that in our arguments, we talked about how AI are replacing jobs, which hurts the companies economically.
Okay. Next is for Ella. In the future, what change would you make to your group norms, and how would you expect that to improve the team presentation?
One thing that I would change about our group norms to help benefit us if we did another presentation would be to interact more and make sure that we got our tasks completed by the due date or a little bit before, and then if we needed that extra day to be able to complete them, because we were having a little bit trouble with getting things turned in on time.
Margie, in what way did you improve your ability to work with a group as a result of this project?
In this project, we were all able to meet up and got to eat. We got to know each other better, and we also got to practice more. And therefore, since we got to know each other better, we were able to make the conversation smoother.
And then anything specifically with you, like your ability to work?
Yes, I was less nervous when it came to group discussion. I was able to be more open about my opinions.
And then finally, no, sorry, not finally. Yeah, finally, Rachel, sorry. What is the way in which your team's resolution makes you think differently about your own individual research?
So as our resolution, we kind of ended it on a cliffhanger asking if we were ready for it, which we put up a lot of discussion on that and we didn't know how to end it. So we decided to put into separate solutions for each of our connections, which we thought helped it flow a little more. But once I heard about their solution, I started to think about if they would have classes and how all of that would work out. And it changed a lot of my research based on how I talk about jobs, which jobs would help provide classes, and
Okay, thank you.